Welcome to Free Favor. This is our daily devotional. I'm Luke and Breedlove, and this is my buddy Marcus. Marcus, summon the Holy Book of Knowledge. Marcus, open the Holy Book of Knowledge to Proverbs 16, verse 9. Verse 9 reads, "In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." So what's interesting about that particular scripture is it talks about the desires that we have and why we have those desires. I love children because children, although they live in this world, they've not been around long enough to be of the world. If you grab a child and you ask him what he wants to be when he grows up, they usually give you a very honest answer. Some will say, I want to be a superhero. Some will say, I want to be a police officer. Well, it's kind of the same thing. Some will say, I want to be a race car driver. I want to build big buildings. I want to drive a dump truck. They tell you, what they want to be when they grow up. You ever wonder where that comes from? Where that desire to do certain things come from? Well, it was planted on them a long, long time ago. Their path was written a long, long time ago. It's literally just up to them to be born and walk it, to be born and live it, experience it. You had a path. You still do. Now, whether you were choosing to follow that path or not, that's up to you. But I would assure you that most of us are not. Most people don't wake up and say, I want to go work at Walmart. Walmart's a great place to work. They have great benefits. The pay is really good. But most of the people that work there did not wake up as a child and say, that's what I want to go do for a living. I interview people all the time that come to me looking for employment. And I always ask them, well, what did you want to do when you were a child? Well, I wanted to make music, or I wanted to write poems, or I wanted to be a news anchor. I wanted to do all of these things. And my very next question is, why aren't you doing that? And then they give me all of these worldly excuses as to why they've accepted failure. They give me worldly excuses as to why they've decided to not follow the path that God has set for them. I couldn't go to school. I didn't have the money to do so. I don't have the connections. They give me, you'd be amazed at some of the things that people tell me. So you're willing to work at a job for 20, 30, 40 years that you don't enjoy for whatever reason you gave me. You don't have to. If He has already charted the path for you, guess what? The things that you need to walk that path are already there. If you walk up to that path, there'll be a little start line on the ground. And guess what'll be there? You'll have your shoes. You'll have a road map. You'll have food. You have all the things you need to get to that destination. But we allow fear to keep us from even getting to the starting line. Are you tired of it? Are you ready to answer that calling that's inside you? Are you ready to go be a fashion designer? If you are, go do it. There are people waiting right now to buy your stuff. That was meant for Vivian. Your work is amazing. People are waiting for you to decide to do it. It's your life. You can choose to answer it or not. But that thing that's in here, it's there for a reason. And someone put it there. And they've already given you the tools to do it successfully. Let's just start enjoying this life. Let's live it to the fullest. When you meet Him, when you meet the Father, you should be able to say, thank you. I know I beat my body to death, but I gave it everything I had. I did everything I could think of. I experienced life like you couldn't believe. I overturned every stone that you put in my path. And I had a good time doing it. I'm ready for the next path. Live the life He's ordained you. And now, Joy, Marcus, take us out.